Hello and welcome to another episode of Hong Kong House of Cards. This is a little private session where a very intrepid young Hollow One will be trying to find out some information on some people that are probably huge fucking assholes given what craft they belong to. So I'm gonna let good old Evan take it from here. I will be around for questions and stuff, but he has a pretty good idea what he's
I'd
doing.
like to point out, I don't think anyone's ever referred to fucking Gravedigger as being intrepid, but okay.
I have, it's canon now.
That canon. Yeah, so basically Gravedigger begins the day, because this is basically going to be, what he does for, the day. He's going to spend the morning, he will, because he is so much of an edgelord, he will basically cut deeply into into the back of his hand and draw out a reasonable quantity of blood before having it, just literally bandaged up. Because this is the same area he always takes blood from, and he will walk around the inside of his sanctum, delicately dabbing the blood on the walls and inciting different commandments and whatever else, basically enforcing his will upon the universe so that, no one's eyes save his may look in upon this space, and keeping it safe and sanctified and whatever else have you. So he's going to spend the first few hours basically warding his sanctum against nasty people looking at his shit. So we shall begin there, I think. If you would not mind rolling me my 3 dice of Irrite
Yep.
for a willpower spend to kick us off.
Okay. And you have a sanctum, don't you?
I do.
Are you doing this in your sanctum?
I am,
That's a good idea. Sanctums are cool. What level sanctum do you have?
I only have level 1, but I'm probably going to be buying it up because they are big and clever.
So for now, it is just flat. This is coincidental, no matter what.
Yeah, this is coincidental no matter what I'm doing, but I'm using a custom. I'm using a personal. What is it? A personal practice and a personal foci or something like that.
Personal focus, yeah. So it'll be at a
and isn't there another one for if you're using a unique weird like that?
Yeah, that's a thing too.
I was gonna say because you can't get a more unique focus than your own blood.
I mean,
you're the only one who has it.
Yeah, that's true.
So basically, that will hopefully knock the difficulty down by 2, and it's a level 2 effect. So 3s,
yep.
I think. Yeah.
Yep. You're doing this as a ritual, right? So you don't have to worry about fast casting.
Yep. So he's ritualing this. So basically, yeah, take it away, and he'll ritual for as long as he feels he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend willpower, so that's 4 successes. This will be the second hour of malarkey.
Mm-hmm. That's 7 so far.
I'm going to keep going.
Yep. There's 3 more, so that's 10.
That's enough for a permanent effect, isn't it? I believe.
Yes, but you'll still need to put some into the actual effect.
That's why. So he's on his 3rd hour of work by now.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to spend another willpower because I've kind of gotten to the point where no ones have shown up. So by the law of fuck you, Evan, it's coming.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I'll keep working for another hour. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I could put 10 in. What would that do? Giving 5 into effect to basically ward my sanctum against people looking at me.
They would need at least 6 successes to actually look at you in your sanctum.
And question: because of how correspondent sensing works, if someone was trying to sense me through my wards, would that trigger my own correspondence sensing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll leave it at that because, I mean, most mages won't be able to roll that in a single roll of the dice. So I think that having the 5 effect should be more than sufficient for the time being, because then if I know someone's trying to scry me, I'll do something about it.
Yep. So, okay. So, go over to Blue Book that. You got 5 to effect and everything.
Okie dokie, artichoke. So yeah, so this is basically, he's warded his basically his library room, which is under his club. So yeah, so now he takes by the way, what color jade are the bracers that he stole?
They are like regular green jade.
Okay. When you play Hessian for as long as I have, you know that all different jade is unique and special snowflakey.
I have no idea. I'm just gonna roll with green because
Okay.
jade.
I mean, it's why Dream Pursuer gets up in the morning. So yeah, so basically he places them, and what he does is he draws a circle around them. Once again, he delicately takes the brush and presses it to the wound on his arm, and he draws a series of delicate endographs around them, and whispers. You know, I mean, it wouldn't make sense to a lot of people what he's saying, because nobody else would really understand it. But what he's actually speaking is, one moment, I'm going to get the exact name of it because it makes sense. He is in fact speaking Discworld Dwarvish. Because reasons. So he just kind of starts announcing the very complicated words as he draws the blood pictographs in their weird runic language. He might also utter "fuck trolls" several times.
Of course, because why wouldn't you?
I mean,
fuck those guys.
I was going to say at some point I really have to take irrational hatred of mimes.
Mimes.
But right, so basically he's drawing on the Eldritch energies, and he's looking, basically the sympathetic bond that had been formed with these gauntlets, particularly the one that had was it 2 other faces one of them had that were not the woman who is currently being...
There are 4 total bracelets, one of which has, like, each one has a different face from all the others.
Okay. So yeah, so he's going to
the lady
basically do a. He knows that one of the Infernalists has died, though. He knows that one of them is dead. So
yes.
In the event that he cannot trace the one who is dead, he is going to try and summon that soul.
Okay.
So I tell you what, he will. If we call the you decide which one is which. So if we say one is A, one is B, one is C, and one is D, he'll take out the one that has. He'll take out D, which has the face of the person who's currently incarcerated. So we'll start at the beginning. So he'll try A. He will see where A is at the moment. So he will begin the casting. He's using, it's not fast casting because it's a roti nose. It is at -2 for the same reasons. He's using custom foci and a unique ingredient or whatever it's called. So it will be a difficulty 3.
Okay. All right. So there's 3 successes, which is enough.
Basically, how he's doing it is he has his paintbrush. And he's got a map of Hong Kong, so basically he's just going to let the blood kind of drip to where where the connection is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is enough to get the blood drip on the location. Not enough to paint like a good picture. But this one will lead to where Logan has been keeping them. It is the chick facing.
Okay, so he will basically make a note of the address on a separate piece of paper. Once again, in that weird dwarvish script, because avatars are things.
Mm-hmm.
And he will then put that one aside in the corner, and he will then pick up the next one and do the exact same thing.
Okay. It's 3. There will be no response on this one.
He's going to put that one aside because he believes that is the dead one, which he's going to try for later. And he's then going to drip the next one.
Let's see. Boop.
I would like to point out, in this entire time, I've not rolled a single one.
Yeah, no, it's pretty nice, isn't it? And now that you've said that,
Now that I've said that, I'm going to have to willpower the next one because, the cosmos is going to fuck me.
right? This one.
So,
this one will point to an entertainment club kind of sort of thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like a stand-up place. A stand-up comedy kind of deal.
he makes another note on the piece of paper. At comedy club will be known as Carpe Sangilius when this is all done. ... maybe.
Okay. And
Infernalists don't need clubs.
it's true.
So, and the last one he's going to spend willpower on, and yeah.
Okay. Joke's on you. Okay. That is.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to continue the casting on that one because I want to get the 3 staccato.
Okay. Dang. There's even more for you.
Hooray.
So that one leads to a forested area outside of Hong Kong.
And he makes a note: deep, dark rape woods. He then contemplates, some infernalists have great taste, some have shit taste, and some have, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go out in Goldilocks and the 3 bears this shit. God. But now what he's going to do is he's going to pick up, actually no, before he does this, because Gravedigger is not the dumb, he's going to go to his library and he's going to see if it would be a really bad idea, like if he's basically trying to open the jaws of hell to summon back the ghost of the other spirit.
Okay. It'd be research. It'd be intelligence research, right?
It's intelligence library.
Okay. What?
So that would be a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be 6 dice, diff 4.
Okay. Why is it diff 4?
Because he basically has an effect on him that lowers his difficulties on things now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
entropy.
He's altering probability that he'll pick up the right book.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's 5 successes. Yes, it would be a bad idea. It'd be a terrible idea. Typically, when Infernalists die, whatever demonic master they were in service to gets a hold of them.
Can I make a deal with it? No, Evan, no. And in those 30 seconds, Gravedigger became an Infernalist. Why? Because of reasons. What was that?
Just go fuck yourself, that's why.
Because go fuck yourself. Yeah, pretty much. So what else he's going to do is now that he has the map and whatever else, he's going to go to his phones, to his kind of his hard landline, the kind of one that's rerouted through some little old sweatshop in Taiwan because he doesn't like to use, ordinary phones because they can be traced reasons. And he'll pick it up and I'm basically going to do an intelligence spies role to gather information on that club and see who the owners are, what the interests are, kind of just get a general feel of it, because if I'm going to send what I lovingly refer to as Team Suicide or Team Logan into a building, I'm not going to just send them in completely blind because that's kind of a douchebaggy move.
A little bit.
So that's a total of 9 dice, the same diff.
Okay.
Because luck. I just happened to call the right guy, Jim.
I'd say, yeah, you definitely called the right guy. Holy shit, dude. You got 8 successes.
Oh. Oh, dearie my. Okie dokie then.
Yeah. 1 second. So yeah, you'll get it's a private owner. It's not like owned by a Mr. I'm trying to think of a name now.
This is why whenever I run, I always have like a random name generator just sitting next to me. It's just like, I need a tavern name.
It's owned by a Gian Poe. Let's go with that. A Mr. Gian Poe.
Okie dokie.
There's a few acts that are usually there, they're regulars, but then every Friday night they have an open mic night where people can come and do improv, whatever, that sort of thing.
Okay, that's interesting. So he will make those notes. Once again, his mind strays for a moment. He finds he's written the phrase fuck trolls twice. But that's fine and dandy. In that case, let me just think. Is there anything else I need to do? You know what? He's going to pick up the phone. He's going to pick up the phone and he is going to dial, what was I going to say? How hard is Master Bao as a person to get in contact with?
He's the number for the temple is pretty public knowledge, and that's generally where he chills out. So, it's not.
You know what? Let's give his temple a quick ring.
Okay. It will be picked up by a kind of a pleasant sounding man. Hello. Hello, monastery. How can I help you?
Good evening. I was wondering if sorry, what was his proper name? Was it just Master Bao or yeah?
Yeah, it'd be Master Zhang technically.
Oh, I was wondering if Master Zhang was available.
May I ask who is calling?
Tell him it's a concerned citizen.
All right, and you'll hear the you hear the put on hold tone, and then the phone picked up. Yes, this is Master Zhang. How may I help you?
I'm not going to put on his really over the top British accent. I'm so tempted though. Good evening, Master Bao. I do hope that you're excellent on this wonderful evening.
Gravedigger, how are you?
I'm reasonable. I was hoping that you would have a few moments to talk face to face. After all, with this connection, I have no doubt that you can find me, as it were.
Very well. I will be over shortly.
Excellent. He will have what monastic order is Master Bao? Like he'd know just from Googling the temple.
It is a Buddhist temple. Zen Buddhist.
Okie dokie. He will have he will have tea laid out for when he arrives. Good tea. Tea.
Yay. I will walk in through the front door and let them know that the establishment has asked to meet with him.
Alexis, who's the bartender, who is, as I love role-playing, the snarkiest bitch in the universe, kind of looks him up and down and says, we don't exactly get many of your kind here, honoured, revered monks person. Yeah, well, let's stick with that. So she'll put her over and basically show you how to get down the back way through, it's through a giant kind of, makeshift barrel that can be opened, and you're brought down. You know how Gravedigger's establishment works.
Yeah.
Gravedigger himself is sitting behind his desk. Ah, Master Bao, may I offer you tea?
That sounds lovely. Thank you.
He will pour the tea into 2 little china cups, and he will say, I felt that you and I got off on rather the wrong foot.
I feel I must apologize for being rather short with you. It was a very stressful situation all around.
I understand, and in order to, how would I say, ease tensions, he kind of pushes the map across the table. It's closed, so, it doesn't look anything out of the ordinary. I wish to offer a gift.
He'll take it. And what is this, may I ask?
You will basically, the blood will, just for cool dramatic effect, will have congealed in basically what looks like in a pentagram, because that's how Gravedigger would perceive it. And he says, the locations of the last 2 infernalists of that particular cabal remaining within the city.
He'll look at it. Club and the woods, huh? It's interesting spots for them, I suppose.
He'll casually shrug. I'm not a person who likes what I would call mainstream violence, so I said that you more than likely have your apprentices who are much more suited to that task than I am.
He'll nod. It seems reasonable, I suppose. So extra support is definitely always appreciated.
He will shrug, and he will say, there is one thing. It's my intention that, how would I phrase it tenderly? These entities, these individuals, these occultists, infernalists, people who've sold their soul for deep black magic juju. So you know as well as I do that they're pretty much fucked, right?
That's a very blunt way of putting it, but yes.
Oftentimes in my line of work, you learn that the simplest answer is often the most expensive. So when you're trying to be frank, it shows that you like someone. But I digress. In the sense that their souls are always going to belong to a deep, dark gribbly that exists somewhere in the nether realms and would like nothing more than to turn them into, well, sexual pincushions for their own gratification. So I'm curious why it is that you wanted one brought in alive. There's nothing you can do to save them, and yeah, you can interrogate them, I suppose, but they're not really going to give you much.
You have a base knowledge of the traditions, correct?
He nods. That would be correct.
Do you know what, you know how every tradition holds a certain seat that represents a field of magic?
With Mage Lore 1, I think that's pretty much, or with, just ordinary Mage Lore, I think that's pretty common knowledge.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll nod.
Do you know what the Akashian is?
I feel as though this should be a roll, if you wouldn't mind rolling me Intellect Mage Lore.
Sure. How many dice?
5d.
Okay. You got 1 success. They hold mind.
He will say, however, is it not considered incredibly, how would one phrase this? To go against a mantra to invade someone's mind, regardless of how far they've fallen. After all, that is their own kingdom where they alone hold sway.
There are many who would agree with you. Personally, of the belief that if we can do this, violate this one person's privacy in order to save the lives and possibly the very souls of hundreds or thousands of others, that is worth it. It is not something I do very lightly, mind you.
He smiles and he says, so basically this is your Kobayashi Maru. I'm not sure if you get the reference.
He'll nod with a small smile.
Bemusing. Right, well basically, let me tell you what I intend to do, because I'm I'm a businessman. I do what I can for those who I care about and those who have done right by me. So I'd hope that now I've done right by you, you might do right by me. So basically, as it stands at the moment, I assume that you've gone through the premises that was, shall we say, how to best phrase, the premises that's been otherwise cleared of satanic influence, aka she was thrown out the door and handcuffed and is now probably being, I don't know, hopped up on sodium pentothal or some shit.
I was kind of rambling, and I like lost that train halfway through. I'm sorry.
No. To be fair, he lost that train halfway through. He was basically asking if you've done a check over the club premises that we were at the other night.
I have. It does not appear to have been returned to by anyone. It seems to be mostly used at this point.
Well, it's my intention, after all. How would I phrase this? I'm a businessman, as I say. So I run clubs. I'm very good at it. As you can see, my club is full practically every night. So I'm intending to branch out and acquire one or two more vested interests in the city. So what I want is that piece of property is not going to do anyone any good, frankly. It's not going to do her any good because, let's face it, she's never going to see it again. But it might as well do us in the House of Pentacles a bit of good, because I'm very good at hearing when people talk and understanding what it is when they talk. So people talk in these clubs. We get information. It works. I want that club to be signed over to me. We'll make sure all the paperwork's above board, whatever else have you. And I'd be willing to say, I know that you're a monk, and that's a very honest profession. So, but if you were interested in, say, a little arrangement, I'd be happy to give, say, a third of the profits to any given charity or to feed hungry children of your choice.
That is up to you. I will not force you to do that or hold by that. If that is your choice to do so, then that's perfectly fine. The club is, at this point, a business venture, and that is not my purview, shall we say.
I know, but I didn't want you to come in all fire and brimstone talking about, you thieving and such.
No, like I said, that is now a business purview. As soon as the that presumably will be up for sale.
No. You misunderstand me, honourable sir. She's going to, quote unquote, well, the paperwork will appear that she signed it over to me, if you understand me.
I suppose the money.
Shame to let it go to waste.
He'll stop. He'll think for a second. I suppose the good you'd be doing with that would be outweighing the bad. I personally do not have a problem with that.
Good. And as I said, I'm a reasonable man. I will happily give the aforementioned profits so that your temple can do whatever good with it you like. So as you say, good outweighs the bad.
He'll nod.
Right. He'll stand up and he'll kind of flex his shoulders. I'll have. So, what are you planning to do with the former occupant, as it were?
We will send her for him. I'm not sure how they do their magic. Send them to their resting place, where they will serve out their punishment for the rest of. He'll think for a second. Presumably, the rest of eternity.
Eternity's a very long time.
It is, but by doing what they have done, they have forced themselves out of the wheel. That is due to their own decisions.
Oh. Well, that is too bad. All right then. He'll stand up and he'll offer his hand and he'll. Oh wait, do you shake hands?
I'm flexible. He'll take your hand.
Very good. I'll have all that drawn up. Fun. As I said, my establishments, my ears, and my little birds. Wow, I'm quoting fucking Game of Thrones. Holy fuck. Anyway, Always at your disposal, Master Bao.
I will keep that in mind. If you require shelter or tutelage and perhaps some way to defend yourself besides your sword, you are perfectly welcome at the temple.
I might well take you up on that. After all, it's not great to when you realize that you can literally be knocked over by a stiff breeze.
Brother Homura may be able to help you. He's more the soft style of martial arts, judo, aikido, like.
As I said, we'll most definitely take you up on that, sir. In that case, sir, I've better give me solicitor a call and get all the legal docs drawn up.
He'll nod. Have a good evening, Gravedigger.
Not a bother, sir. The door will close. Basically, as Gravedigger has no dots in law himself, has no dots in legal, basically, I'm going to assume that he can have a solicitor.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I was going to say, anyone can have a lawyer if they want one, you know?
Yeah. Like, Resources 3, you can afford a lawyer. Like...
Okay, so he's basically going to get it drawn up. And I think that's all. So, yeah, unless there's anything you want to hit me in the side of the skull with.
Yeah, actually, as you're on the phone, one of the security guards up front will radio down to you in a very worried tone. Sir, there's a Mr. Buccarati here to see you.
Oh, how very interesting. Do please send the gentleman down.
Okay. So, a pretty much a stereotypical looking older Italian mobster down. He's got graying hair, a nice suit. He's walking with a cane and his he's a little pale.
Gravedigger, would you mind rolling me my 3 dice to just turn on my very... Oh, no, I have a correspondence site, entropy... I forgot we had our rotes on now. I have a correspondence site, entropy site, and spirit site. What do I see?
His aura is pale like that of the vampires.
Okay. Mr. Buccarati, it's such a pleasure to make your acquaintance at long last, sir. And he'll extend his hand.
Johnny will shake your hand. I had heard something. I was wondering if you might be able to verify this for me, if you would not mind.
Not at all, sir. Would you care to sit down? May I offer refreshment?
I'm fine on the... We'll take a seat, and he'll take a chair. I was told by a mutual friend of ours, Arthur. You know who I'm talking about, I'm sure.
Mr. Wainwright. Yeah, I know him.
That there was somebody in the city with family wraiths. He said you might know about it.
Gravedigger taps his long black fingernail against his lips, and he says, "Right, well, I tell you what, Mr. Buccarati, I think you and I are both businessmen. So in order to get things off on the right foot, I always answer one question for free. So this will be your free question, and after that, we'll have to get into more, shall we say, fiscal and or other rewarding terms. Does that seem fair as gentlemen?"
I suppose so.
He will look up and he'll basically say, "Right, well, basically, from what we were able to perceive, there was an entity who called himself, oh fuck, I think it was Mordecai. I can't remember his name. Evan is brain deafing.
Okay.
Insert name of antagonist here. Who had changed to his person 5 wraiths, who we are to believe are from the Giovanni family. Now, when you deal with certain, shall we say, mutual friends on a certain other side, as I do, you come to understand that the Giovanni name has a lot of weight to it. I'm sure you'll agree."
He'll smile, then kind of pull out his suit jacket where you'll see, oh shit. Now you probably wouldn't recognize the symbol, but he'll say, I'm
if
very
it's a big
well.
G, I think he'll probably put two and two together that G
Yeah,
Giovanni.
yeah. He's got a pen on his lapel.
So the fact of the matter is that this entity, this insert name of antagonist here, had 5 wraiths, all from the august body who you are affiliated with, chained to him, and he'll explain the metaphysical chaining. Just Evan doesn't know exactly how to explain it, but Gravedigger does.
Yeah.
As his servitors, as he ripped a bloody carnage tithe of destruction through an upper market apartment building.
I see. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one more thing that you would see in the spirit side up.
He's surrounded by wraiths.
There are only 2 wraiths. One of whom has the other in a hammock and is punching him repeatedly in the
Gravedigger, basically, because he sees wraiths on such a semi-regular basis, he's toned it out. I see dead people. Yeah, we get it. Okay, Evan. But he'll take a sip of his own tea and he'll say, "So the question is, why this insert name of I think it's Mordecai. I'm going to call him Mordecai, even if it's not Mordecai. I'm going to call him Mordecai."
Yeah, that was it entirely.
Was it? Okay. Why this Mordecai hates your family so much, though he is another member of your kind, or at least we were led to believe that when we met his hunter. Once again, I can't remember the name of the hunter, so insert name of hunter here. This was like 2 weeks ago. So you see that all is not well when it comes to the Giovanni associate, because he doesn't even know it's a family. So the house of Giovanni in this city, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's never been a particularly good place for our little association, I suppose.
No, I don't suppose so. Does that answer your question?
It answers that one, yes. And as you mentioned, we would need to be looking for if I wish to ask more.
Well, allow me to then say, what is it you want to know? And then I can put a price on it if I have the information.
Where did you find Mordecai?
He actually leans backwards in his chair and laughs. I don't normally do this, but this is what I'll give you for free, Mr. Bucciarati. Because it's fucking funny. Find this. I could not directly, personally perceive Mordecai. I don't know what magic he had or what supernatural was he had up his sleeve, but I couldn't see him, and I'm very good at seeing things. However, a certain young lady brought to the edge of death, practically by wormwood poisoning, could see him just fine in a bathroom in this club. As he appeared to be walking through walls and such.
Interesting.
However, of course, the name of certain young lady, if you're interested in questioning her now, that would cost you.
What would it cost me?
He contemplates. I sense that you're a man for who he can't. How expensive is his suit?
He has appearance for with a spec and well dressed. So yes.
No, I mean not how well does he look, but is his suit like an expensive suit?
Yes.
Okay. I get the distinct impression that you're a man of means, Mr. Giovanni, but to be quite frank, I've just closed a deal that's going to make me even more affluent than I am. So, a favor for a favor.
What would you ask?
He contemplates. What's the value of a name, I suppose?
Depends on who you're talking to, I suppose.
I'll tell you what. He strokes his chin again casually. I assume that, of course, if I was to release such information, you bear this poor unfortunate soul who was so blasphemily afflicted by wormwood poison. You bear them no ill will. You just want to understand and come to a realization and put all the pieces of this jigsaw together. Am I right?
Correct. I bear no one ill will that happened to be there except for the one who has stolen.
Absolutely. By the way, he looks now at the wraiths. Are they shackled to him in any way?
Yes.
To what? To an item or to him directly?
The one that is in a headlock is shackled to him, and the one in a headlock is shackled to rings. I should have mentioned, he's wearing 5 rings.
Okay. He will say, All right then. After all, I am an information broker. You're a paying client. How would I best phrase this? He casually stands up and stretches, and as he gets up, he accidentally bumps into a remote control that's on his like a TV remote that's on his table, and one of the TVs, like the security cameras, immediately changes to what you'd assume is recorded footage.
Mm-hmm.
And he will say, I tell you what then. I want some understanding. I want to come to understand what's going on here in this city a little bit better. For some grounding about the Giovanni family, I'll give you your name.
Nilsson. I suppose that is fair if it gets our property back.
Very good, sir. Oh no, but I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that. That would be morally wrong. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that I'd given up the poor dear person's name. No. However, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Giovanni, I need to go upstairs to the facilities. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. You will be all right here, won't you?
I suppose.
He looks at him, and then his eyes glance to the TV remote and glance back, and he smiles as he makes his way for the door.
Johnny will wait for you to leave and grab the TV remote.
When you press play, you will basically get the security camera footage of what went on that night from the outside of the TV, from the outside of the outside of the bathroom. So you'll basically get to know the various characters, indication, and whatever else have you.
Okay, cool.
As Mr. Giovanni comes back in, he'll say, "So sorry about." As Gravedigger comes back in, he'll smile and say, "So sorry that we couldn't do business, Mr. Giovanni." And he'll extend his hand.
Quite a shame, I suppose.
Mind you, as I said, I do have such a lovely library, so if you ever want to make a charitable donation to it, I'd be more than happy.
I'll see what I can do. Here's my card. And through his breast pocket, pull out a very fine card.
What does it say he does on the business card?
It refers to him as a antiquarian.
Okay, cool. It's a pleasure as I said, a pleasure to meet another honored member of the Terror Council, sir. Or the House of whatever. The House of whatever the fuck.
He'll chuckle a little bit, indeed. Pleasure doing business with you, Gravedigger.
With that, the door will close, and your Mr. Buccarati will be allowed to leave as Gravedigger leans back in his chair. It's been a good day.
All right. Well, if that is it, I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Thank you, Evan, for playing. We didn't have any watchers or anything, so whatever. Fuck them. Everybody have a good night.
I've come to the realization that when you and